I guess, guys, now you know how to connect to your local host and create your database. Okay, today we're going to create tables inside our database, and tables consist of rows and columns. So I'll just do both object oriented and procedural at the same time. Okay guys, let us begin coding. So you remember we created the first database. It was work. So we're going to connect to this work database with procedural mysqli, then create a table inside our database. Okay, so let us first connect to our localhost. MySQL. Username, password. Then we are going to connect to our database. DB, then MySQL, select, then database. Then you should remember what name you give to your database. So we first connect to our localhost, then we select our database, which was work. Then let us confirm if our database has been selected by if the database is true. Icon. Work. Okay, select. Then there you go. Work is selected, meaning our database known as work is selected. So the second thing we're going to create a table. So inside here, put our code. So our code is query. Then to create our table, we just write create table. The name of our table like work tb. Now you can name your table any name and you open brackets. Then we start with let's just say that we are creating a user table. So the first thing, we just go to your user ID, then it's an integer, then auto increment. You want it to number the users 1 to 3, like it increases. If the user is number 1, the user loads in and is the second one, it gives the user ID number 2. If the third user loads in, ID number 3. If the fourth user is like that, so it will auto increment. Then we give it primary key, so the primary key, so that they cannot share their IDs. Then username, character, then give it the length 100, then not null, then password, date when the user logged in, date, logged in or sign up, any. But I'm just showing you guys how to create a table with PHP. Time, stamped. Then after that, we come down here and run our query. So we say table create custom mysql my query. We're using procedural, so it's mysql query. Con then our query here, just copy and paste. Then I think you're good to go. So let's write an if statement. If our table is created, echo table created success. Let's save. Let's see if our query is running. And our table is created successfully. So let us confirm by clicking our database, and here is our table. Let us confirm if our structure that we, and as you can see, we gave it a user ID, and it was its primary key, then username, the character 100, password, the character 150, then timestamp, which is on up to date. It will take the time on your system, on your computer or laptop that you're using. Okay, we are done with the procedure, so I'll just show you guys using the object oriented. So just go back to our editor, then let's comment this out. Okay, just do like this. Comment this out. Then as I said to the other video, that if you want to connect using my object oriented, you just type in new mysqli. Then here, to connect to our database, we just give our database a variable which is db, then we name our database which is work, then we just include our database here, db, and we've connected to our database. So let us write if statement if we are connected and our database is selected, create execute variable table, and the same that we wrote. So create table which is profile. Okay, let us give it then in brackets, then this profile will just use profile ID which is integer, auto increment, then primary key. Then the next one is profile name, profile. Now write profile character, then profile name we give it 60, then local, then the second last to give it user ID, the one that owns this profile that's in our database. We can use user ID to show that this profile ID and this profile name belongs to this user ID on our table row. So continue like int, but here we not give it auto increment, we just click it int. Then date, dated, then we give it timestamp, then I think we're good to go. Let's change the case. So if we are connected, so we just write query then our connection, we run our query, then our table that we want to create, and if our table is created, table created, and our table is created. So we've used procedural and object-oriented to create tables in our database, which is work. So let us confirm, and here is our profile table with the structures that we get from profile ID, profile name, and user ID. Then the other one is work table that we created with procedural. So, and remember these codes that we are writing, we can also use in our SQL query. So like for example, if I copy this code here, this create table, copy, and I paste in my database query, then I change my name to be profile, table's name to be profile 2, and go. As you can see, mysqli is an so our table has been created successfully in DXC. So using the PHP code, and you can also use MySQL, but if you use PHP code, it's easy because if you include it in your project and you want to create your tables in your local host or other hosts, create your table in other hosts, you can use this PHP. Just run the PHP code to your web browser and your table is created successfully. So guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for the next videos.